What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update, and news always coming in thick and fast, so we've got a lot to get through. So before I do that, make sure like always if you are enjoying the content, subscribe. Remember, I am doing daily Manchester City transfer updates next month throughout all of the summer transfer window to keep you guys up to date first and fast with all the latest City news on YouTube, so make sure you've subscribed to my channel. Also, don't forget as well, social media links there in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm actively looking for a sponsor for them daily transfer videos in the summer for Manchester City. I'm expecting them to be as popular as always, so if that does interest you, then do let me know through my email. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. So let's crack on with this video. We're going to start off first with the contract news, and we've got an update on Rico Lewis. Now, the national sport over in the UAE says Rico Lewis is going to be rewarded at Manchester City with a new contract very soon, which is going to reflect his importance to the first team squad, and he's also going to get a big bumper contract with a pay rise as well, which is things you love to see and hear, and fully deserved there for Rico Lewis as he starts to move away from one of them EDS contracts towards a regular first team contract with Manchester City. And speaking of new contracts, we've also got the very latest on Nathan Ake, and the national sport in the UAE have also been speaking about him as well, and says that Nathan Ake, he's set to sign a new long-term contract at Manchester City, which is going to keep him here throughout all of his prime years and taking him into his 30s. He's currently on a deal until 2025, and I would imagine with only 2 years left on his contract that would be of high importance to Manchester City. Now, moving on to the outs, we've got the latest on Issa Kabore. He spent the season out on loan at Marseille, and Sports Witness say Marseille haven't activated the clause in that loan contract to make Issa Kabore's deal permanent this summer. There was the option to make it permanent for 20 million euros. Marseille say they're willing to negotiate a smaller fee, but won't be paying 20 million euros. Now, we've also got the latest on another City youngster, James McAtee, and the Sheffield Star say that City haven't yet decided what they're going to do with McAtee, but the option to sell McAtee this summer seems to be off the table. City want to assess over the summer before they decide on whether they're going to keep McAtee around the first team squad, or they're going to decide to potentially loan him instead. I presume if it is going to be a loan, it'll be to a Premier League club. He's done very well in the Championship, got Sheffield United's young player of the season, so a potential loan to the Premier League probably not out of the equation there, and I wouldn't rule out Sheffield United trying to grab him for a second season. And speaking of players spending their time out on loan at Sheffield United, also gives us an update on Tommy Doyle, and the Sheffield Star says that Manchester City, unlike James McAtee here, may well be willing to negotiate a permanent transfer for Tommy Doyle this summer. Any deal, though, that is negotiated would involve having a cheap buyback clause for Manchester City. It is believed that no negotiations right now are underway between Sheffield United and Manchester City for the permanent transfer of Tommy Doyle. And speaking of another City youngster that could be leaving, Cole Palmer. The Mail have said that City could sell Cole Palmer this summer. They didn't state anything else, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is true. I think I would prefer Cole Palmer to spend a season out on loan and then assess the situation again next summer, just to give him that fair chance at Manchester City. I imagine if City get a good offer in for Cole Palmer, City may be tempted to sell and put a buyback clause and a sell-on fee on there. I'm not aware that there's too much permanent transfer interest in Cole Palmer. It all depends on where he ends up. We'll have to wait and see, but reading between the lines, I can presume that this is why Carlos Borges, who Man City want to keep hold of, has been called up to the City first team squad here to help fill the depth that eventually Cole Palmer won't be a Manchester City player, whether that be a permanent deal or a loan deal in the summer. So we'll see what happens with regards to that. And the only first teamer that we've got out news on really is Bernardo Silva, one of the regular first team starters anyway. And Graeme Bailey says that Manchester City, the stance still very clear. They're not going to stand in the way of Bernardo Silva if he does want to leave Manchester City this summer. Graeme Bailey does go on to say that Manchester City will only sell Bernardo Silva, though, if his valuation is met by another club, and the value has been set at a whopping £75 million. And with the news that we've had with Jude Bellingham that we're going to speak about in a couple of minutes, I would say that Manchester City, it would be well within our best interest to do everything that we can to make sure we're keeping hold of our first team midfielders, including Bernardo Silva and Ilkay Gundogan. Now, moving on to the ins, we've got the very latest on a new name. Comes in the form of Alex Moreno of Aston Villa. Now, Mercato say City, they're interested in the left-back at Aston Villa. He's Spanish, 29 years old, and is a little bit underwhelming. And I'm not too sure I see this one being true, but potential another fullback that's been linked here with Manchester City. Now, moving on, we also have an update on Jude Bellingham. Massive update, this one. Now, I've been waiting months and months and months for some reliability to be put onto this story, because I've heard a lot of rumours. I've heard a lot of Manchester City are interested. Man City have spoke with Bellingham's camp, agreements in place. Manchester City ready to pay a lot of money to sign Jude Bellingham, and apparently City were closing in. These are all the rumours that I've heard since Christmas. Liverpool were interested. They were closing in. They've pulled out of the deal. Again, we've had nothing reliable put on this story. Real Madrid have always been there interested in Jude Bellingham, and it just goes to show that it is just that word. It's interest. City are interested in Jude Bellingham. Man City, according to Rob Dorsett, are still in the background, still fighting, still believing that they can get their man, that they can still sign Jude Bellingham. Manchester City, they're prepared to offer more money to make the transfer happen. They're prepared to offer more than what Real Madrid are, but it's seemingly looking like, as was expected, as I spoke about in my last video, we're expecting Jude Bellingham to make his decision in the next couple of weeks, and reliability has finally been put onto the story, because we've been hearing rumours from Marseille and AS over in Spain. Well, Fabrizio Romano has matched what Marseille have said, and he says that he's confirmed that Real Madrid now are close to striking a deal for Jude Bellingham. Personal terms, not a problem. They're close to being agreed. Real Madrid now do have representatives speaking with Borussia Dortmund to try and sort the fee. The fee is the big stumbling block. 150 million euros is what Borussia Dortmund are looking for. The player wants a move to Real Madrid, it seems, and so a very interesting one. A little bit of a blow for Manchester City, and as I said before, what City need to be doing now is, it's always been a case of players would need to leave to bring somebody else in, so it was never going to be a quick transfer. Remember, Erling Haaland is Sergio Aguero's replacement. It took us over 12 months to replace him. City haven't let any midfielders leave the club for us to need to replace them. We had Fernandinho leave last year, and we brought in Calvin Phillips. Everything else pretty much is the same. Now, if Gundogan's contract does run out and he doesn't renew and he leaves Manchester City, then we do need a senior first team replacement. That's where someone like Bellingham would step in, but Manchester City just aren't in that position, and I would suggest now, with Bellingham seemingly off the table here, where Alexis McAllister looks like he may well be set to join Liverpool, Enzo Fernandez in January joined Chelsea. There aren't that many options here for Manchester City. We've already got a brilliant midfield, and I'd be sitting down with Gundogan and I'd be saying, if you want 2 years on your contract, here's 2 years, have it, sign the contract. Bernardo Silva, not this, will sell if a good offer comes in, £75 million. It will be, sorry Bernardo, no offers are coming in, no one's paying the money. You are happy here, but you're always open with your options to potentially go back closer to home. But in the meantime, here's a new contract, sign it, become one of the highest paid players at Manchester City, boost up his value, keep these senior first team players here. There's nothing wrong with City's midfield. The problems come if any of our midfielders leave. And there aren't that many options now. And with Jude Bellingham seemingly looking like he's set for Real Madrid, very interesting indeed. Now, moving on to the final transfer, Lionel Messi. Let's speak about him. So the situation is, he's going to be leaving PSG. Fabrizio Romano had confirmed that he was set to leave. It's been confirmed by Sky Sports. He won't renew his contract with PSG this summer, and he will leave the club, and it's caused a lot of upset. Lionel Messi had gone on his own. He wanted a trip to Saudi Arabia. PSG said that he couldn't do that. They weren't happy. They'd suspended him for a couple of weeks, and that's that. Lionel Messi, he won't be a PSG player. I'll be very surprised to see him in a PSG shirt again. Cristiano Ronaldo seemingly unhappy in Saudi Arabia, so I'm wondering if we're going to see a potential one last battle of players nearing in on 40 years of age with Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. And I know City's name's been put out there with Lionel Messi. Again, with all the other transfers, nothing reliable has been put on that. I'm not aware that City are interested in Lionel Messi, and I just don't see that transfer happening. But do let me know your thoughts of that in the comments below. So there we go. That has been the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button. Press the bell and put your push notifications on. Social media links are in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And I'll see you tomorrow for the big preview of Manchester City's home game against Leeds United. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.